I love how you just sit as upright as possible. As soon as I gave the countdown, let me make sure I share this with everybody that we are live. We are in the virtual building, Trey and I. Share to a group.
So you're telling me that we're live
We are live.
right now?
We are live right now. Where's my group?
I don't believe you.
I wouldn't lie to you, man. I wouldn't lie to you. Except for the times when I lie to you. Yeah, aside from those, man, I tell you the truth all the time. So, we are live and in effect, and I'm trying to let everybody know we're live so that can bear with me, folks. We are live and simping, and it ain't easy. There we go. All right, it's up and running. I should probably get the chat up so that when people comment, I can see, I can read, see, I can John C. Riley. There we go. Microphone's working good. Dogecoin to the moon, baby, to the moon.
Dogecoin.
You are right,
Talking about
John.
that Dogecoin.
John is talking about that Dogecoin. He must have had some money in there. Actually, not only Dogecoin, I have Ethereum Classic, and that bad boy is over 100% increase. So doubling my money there. Crypto is doing real big right now, guys. Crypto, if you aren't in crypto, you should probably get into it. Scrap whatever pennies you have together and buy some digital coins. Actual coins are for weirdos.
I'm more a Monopoly money fan myself.
No. Physical currency is for weirdos.
Those pink 50s. They're great.
Oh, John's in Ethereum. I'm in Ethereum Classic. It's different, but same but different. I'm also in Bitcoin
Different,
Cash.
but same.
Yeah.
But also different.
But different. But same. Yeah, I'm in a couple of them. I'm also in lucky for me, I got in BTT, John, real early. So I was in BTT at like 3.3 before it hit a penny. I was in that. So I won real big. I got like.
But have you ever bought Broadway?
All of Broadway?
Yeah.
Jeez, we got to fix your scale on the screen, bud.
Whoa!
Jumbo Trey.
Jeez.
This thing. Let's try to bring Trey.
I'm really big-headed right now.
Let's try to bring Trey back in on this. Bring it back to size. You all right, Trey? You swelling?
Huge.
Totally different from current Trey, who's actually been shrinking, but that's a different story. That's why we've been focused a lot on personal growth, guys, and working on other things. So we haven't podcasted as frequently and maybe infrequent going forward, but we do have good news. We have con news. Y'all guys remember those?
Are back.
Cons are back. Damn, he at 3 cents? My man, you are swimming in money right now. I hope you bought in big.
Stripping on us right now.
Yeah. He's gonna start like sleeping on beds of hundreds.
I would.
That's the only way to sleep.
The soundest sleep you've ever gotten.
John is balling out of control right now. He's flexing hard. I love it. Damn, Robin Hood made me 3 business days before I could buy. Yeah, fuck that. Voyager did the same thing to me though. It made me wait a little bit before I could buy. That's where I have my cryptos in case anybody wants to hack into my shit and steal my money. Trey, you have this look on your face of I too like the stonks.
I like money.
I like. So on to con news. Comic Cons are back, ladies and gentlemen. They are back not only in Texas, but all across the country. It seems like enough people got vaccinated that they were like, hey, fuck it. Let's throw them all in the building and see what happens. Right? What's the worst that could happen? Sound like a good idea? Too soon? I don't know, but it's happening.
I think it's too soon. Personally, I think it's way too soon.
Is it too soon? 2 weeks from now, Trey? Because that's when Alamo Hero Con is going to be at the Shrine Auditorium.
Well, that's way too soon.
They're going to be cramming people
way
in.
Too soon.
They are going to have like hand sanitizer, and they're only going to allow a certain amount of people in.
Con runners are like, some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Small price to pay. Small price to pay, Trey.
I get it. Like, a lot of these cons have been hurting for the past year, but it's like, you really want those attendance numbers up? Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
And some are waiting till either the end of the year or like Denver, they're going all the way to 2022 and just trying to focus on doing a big show in 2022.
So this is a good year to, network and reach out to all these folks you want to get.
Mm-hmm. Recalibrate a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Alamo Hero Con is going to have guests like Kevin Sorbo, John Redcorn, the guy that got beat up by The Rock in Jumanji, who was also in The Mandalorian. They did already have a cancellation. The young lady who was in The Crow. The one who... Is that the one who got her face pecked off? Yeah, the one who got her face pecked off. In The Crow, she was going to be a guest and is no longer going to be a guest. But yeah, Kevin Sorbo and a couple other actors and actresses.
Hercules!
So, hey, if you're itching that bad for a con, Shrine Auditorium, loser. Hey, look, he lives, ladies and gentlemen. My brother's in the comment section. So yeah, Alamo Hero Con 2 weeks from now, April 30th through May 2nd. Maybe I'll try and get there. I don't know. Shrine Auditorium doesn't seem like a super attractive venue. It just seems
sus. I'm sorry. Like, even though you and I are fully vaccinated, yes. I would hate to be just someone that helped carry it to somebody else.
Exactly. And that's the thing that we have to remember is that you can still contract and carry this thing even if you're vaccinated. So we do still have to be safe until enough people are taken care of that we can get back together. We know Celebrity Fan Fest has made an announcement that something coming soon, but we have nothing set in stone on that one. However, we do have an out-of-state con that did reach out to us, one we are excited for. Los Angeles Comic Con is having their in-person show, but they're waiting all the way until December. December 3rd is when they're going to have their con. So that's far off into the future at the end of the year. You see someone tested positive after attending WrestleMania? Yeah. Crowds and the coronavirus are still an issue. They still are. I'm sorry. And I believe they were checking for vaccines for WrestleMania. I don't think it was required or mandatory, but it's not safe yet.
You think people are going to stick to the rules when they're having a really good time and they've had a few drinks and they're going, woo?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I've been already in a couple of restaurants where as soon as the drinks start flowing, those masks come off. There's yelling, there's laughing, there's touching. So I can only imagine putting all those people in a stadium and screaming at the top of their lungs, just throwing all kinds of virus in the air. If you're vaccinated, I guess good for you. But if you carry it to someone who's not, then congratulations. You just probably killed someone. So we still have to take it serious. But LA Comic Con is far out into December. I think Trey has the old date behind him. Yes. But they announced on their Instagram that they did move it to December. They are going to have some virtual options for people who are still on the fence. They will have plenty of hand sanitizer and markers for spacing. They're limiting attendance to a certain amount, and it will be in the Los Angeles Convention Center. And we will hopefully, barring any COVID, because you never know with how this thing goes, barring any
variants overseas right now are no joke. They're already in lockdown again in Europe. I mean, it's like,
Yep. And we already know that this vaccine isn't as successful against the variants as it is against the homebrew that we got. So we have to take it serious. It's already here. If everything goes well, though, I am super excited to go to Los Angeles because why not? Why not just go to LA and enjoy some of the cons? Yeah.
California knows how to party.
Exactly. Yes, Charles, it's only us two tonight.
Guys night.
Guys night. The girls will be back, I'm sure, on the next podcast. They are out for today, though. It's just me and Trey. We will be hanging out with them very soon. We've still relatively been distant as far as gatherings, but now that Trey and I are vaccinated, we're able to kind of get back and meet up, and we'll be able to shoot TikToks and do all kinds of cool stuff. Tip to tip action, John. You fucking know it.
It's going to cost you some Dogecoin.
Yeah, you don't know the half of it. You don't know that there's plenty of tip to tip action going on.
For the right price.
Yeah. Watch if you follow either Trey or I on Instagram, every morning we post stories going tip to tip. Most people don't know that looking at it, but yeah. Most of the time, we're all hot and sweaty, getting our workout in. I do want to congratulate you, though, Trey, on your successful 2 months of hitting the iron, man. I know you don't like being the center of attention, but 50 pounds is nothing to sneeze at, my dude. You've lost a shit ton of weight training, and everybody's going to see it when the proof is in the pudding when you finally step out into a con, because I know you don't want to go to the one at the I know you're not trying to go to Alamo Hero Con. You want to wait a little bit. So
sorry.
But LA Comic Con, Colossal Con is also going down in November. So we have Colossal Con. We have I'm excited for Colossal Con. I am definitely excited for that one. We have Fan Expo Dallas still going down in September. Dragon Con says it's a go.
The Hobbits are coming to Texas.
They are, but it's the same time that Dragon Con is going on, I believe. No, they're a week apart. If I'm not mistaken, Dragon Con is 1 week, and Fan Expo Dallas is the following week. So we should still be able to make both of those, but we also have Comic Palooza in Houston. That's announced. And when Celebrity Fan Fest comes out with theirs, we're gonna have a San Antonio local con to look forward to.
Cons.
Nobody's waiting. Everybody's vaccinated. Caution to the wind. Yeah, Alamo Hero Con is April 30th through May 2nd, Charles. It's gonna be at the Shrine Auditorium. Kevin Sorbo will be there, and probably a handful of other people. Don't know how much traction that con's gonna get, because it had just.
And I also wonder what kind of interaction are you gonna have with this? Okay, keep 6 feet apart, and then we're gonna take the photo. Okay,
stand in the background.
It's okay. We'll do forced perspective. That way, it looks like you're standing next to each other, but you're really 6 feet apart.
Yeah, I'm not sure how comfortable everybody's gonna be. I guess we'll have to wait and see what goes down with that, but we hope, if everything goes well, we will be in LA for LA Comic Con, which they have some great guests already announced. They got Zachary Levi is one of the guests that's already been announced on that one. So I can't say any more due to embargo, but I have seen the guest list in the works, and it is exciting as fuck. So, and it's Los Angeles. There's some people right down the street. You can make a con appearance, come make some money. Why wouldn't you? But yes, they are going to have some huge guests that we won't be able to talk about until they're officially announced. But I'm excited, and I really, really want to get there, hoping that we get the chance, barring anything going on with COVID. Obviously, COVID's going to dictate what we can and can't do. I can skip. What are you skipping, Charles? You skipping Alamo Hero Con? I don't even know where it's been announced. It was announced a month ago, I want to say. And they're going full steam ahead, but I don't know where it came from or who's involved and who's running it. So I guess we'll have to do some more homework on that one, because like Trey said,
Or not.
I'm still sketch. Or not. I feel like it's our duty as, con culture podcast should probably cover the local con.
Yeah.
So we'll try to get
We'll
some
reserve
more.
our judgment until we do some more research, but sus.
Yeah, very sus. Very familiar name. It's like,
yeah,
sounds familiar. And the graphics look similar, so yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We will see what we find out
about
that.
Hey, can I borrow your homework? Yeah, but just change up the answers a bit. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But yeah, there's plenty of cons coming. So if you have missed them, now's your chance. Texas has, I think, 4 or 5 cons going down, major cons going down, and more out of state. If you are ready to travel, it looks like the bigger cons are firing up. San Diego did catch a lot of heat for having theirs Thanksgiving weekend. So don't know if they're going to stick to that date, but they got a lot of backlash for having a huge event like that on Thanksgiving. San Diego Comic-Con?
Who?
San Diego?
Oh.
The Comic-Con?
That's a big one.
That's huge.
And then have that on Thanksgiving
weekend? Yes.
That's like it would happen after Thanksgiving.
Well, generally it starts. Generally it starts like on a Wednesday and it runs all the way to Sunday, so it would go right through Thanksgiving. This one I think is like going to be a smaller version, so maybe
they'll sell turkey legs.
I don't know, but it didn't go over well on the interwebs, so we'll see what they decide to do about that.
I'm just thinking of all the people, all the special guests and stuff that are probably going to be traveling for that holiday and being like. Yes. Oh, now I got to go to San Diego Comic-Con now.
Yeah. and they are honoring like people who got tickets to a previous one. So if you were already in the last one.
All the cons have been doing that.
Yeah, it looks like most of the cons are honoring their previous purchase tickets and are giving you access to the new shows. So I haven't seen any horror stories going on there. Now Trey's shrinking. First he was blown up. Now he's shrinking. It's all right. We'll resize him.
Oh,
no. We'll resize him. But that's it for con news. We have plenty of cons. So more news as announcements come. We'll announce the guests for these cons. But the real reason we are hosting a podcast is simply to simp over the Dora Milaje. I'm sorry. My background tells all the story we need to know. Like, these amazing, fierce, badass women were, chef's kiss, crown jewel of the show. And,
Whoa.
What?
They're amazing.
Yes.
But the jewel of the show goes to one man.
Oh, God. Yes, Baron Zemo is definitely a fan favorite. That man right there. I hated him. Mm-hmm. I hated him in Civil War.
He's a Turkish delight.
He's a Baron. So Baron Zemo was stealing the show. Was definitely stealing the show. But the biggest cameo and the biggest
still stealing.
I could agree with that. But I'm sorry, when AO showed up, I thought Zemo was as good as dead. She gave him 8 hours, bruh. She told Bucky straight up, "You have 8 hours, or we're just gonna take them off your hands. We'll go through you if we need to."
Is it bad that I literally thought of everything Zemo was thinking right before he did it?
Yeah. That's it. So
shooting the scientists.
Did you think he was going to take the serum? Because he looked at it for a sec. There was that split, like.
No.
So you didn't think for a second he was going to.
He has a deep hatred. No, he has a deep hatred for superheroes.
Yes, but if you could become what you hate to destroy it, then that option's always on the table. I love that he did it. I love that. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen this show. If you haven't watched the Falcon and Bucky show, spoiler alert. But
you might want to dip out for
because we're gonna be. I'm gonna be simping over Dora Milaje for a while. When they entered the room, John Walker was great at first. He was like, okay, All-American hero, but he seemed sus from the get. Then he started getting demanding with the stay out of my way. Then, on this latest episode, full-on hatred for this guy. Like, Falcon is straight up talking them down. Falcon had a plan, and he's getting through.
Put yourself in his shoes.
Okay.
You're a 3-time
recipient.
Medal of Honor awardee, however you want to put it, recipient. Sorry, brain fart. And you've been tasked to basically be the poster child for America, to fill shoes you could never hope to fill. And as we know, Sam felt the same way, and he was like, can't do it.
Yes.
For other reasons. But for Walker here, it's like, I'm the best choice. I'm highly rated, I'm the top of my field.
Yeah.
You name it. Like the best soldier on the planet right now, like Captain Rogers. And then he has his moment where he's pushed too far. But then I keep going back to Erskine talking about the serum. It enhances what you are on the inside. If you're good, you're great.
Bad becomes worse.
Yeah. Bad becomes worse. Yeah. So he obviously had demons on the inside. And his big push was losing his best friend, his Bucky.
But even before that, even before the death of Battlestar, like, he was already on edge, and he was already... I love a meme that's going around that really points out the distinct difference between Steve Rogers and John Walker. Every time Steve Rogers introduced himself, it was Steve Rogers. Hi, Steve Rogers. Hey, Steve Rogers. It was never Captain America. He knew he was Cap. He didn't have to say it. He was Steve Rogers, the man, first. John Walker, on the other hand, every fucking opportunity he gets, John Walker, Captain America. John Walker, Captain America.
Because he's lying 100%. To himself at that
his insecurity
point.
Was on his sleeve from the get-go. So when we have...
And he lost his canary.
He did. But before that, he fucked up the plan. Like, Battlestar would have never been in that situation had John not rushed in to try to get the girl before Falcon was even done talking to her. Like, Sam was talking her down and was getting through.
Once again, he had stuff to prove.
I think he was just impatient, and he let Zemo get away. So, but I love that it led to Zemo's character reveal of just truly being against super soldiers. Like 100% against super soldiers. And I love that Sam posed the question, what about Buck? What happens to Bucky? In your plan, what happens when you get rid of all super soldiers? You'll eventually have to come for Bucky. Like, what are you going to do about that?
Your favorite attack dog.
Yep. But before that even happens, John Walker storms in and has had enough. He's tired of being out of the loop. And he wants to take Zemo, and he wants to go. And before they can do that, Ao and the Dora Milaje bust in, and this asshole has the audacity to tell them, hey, stand down. You have no... First of all, John Walker, Captain America. Of course, Ao doesn't give a fuck about John Walker. Yeah, that's cute.
Like,
Get the fuck
cute.
Out of my face. Exactly.
I know.
Get the
Captain
fuck
America.
Out of my face. But he makes it even worse by commenting on their pointy sticks. And goes even farther with the disrespect by saying, you have no jurisdiction here. And Ao responds with the coldest fucking response. The Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever the Dora Milaje find themselves. Which I think was the most badass, coolest fucking line. Because she shut him down. And again, his ego's hurt. So what does he do? He puts fucking hands on Ao. Not in an aggressive way. But you don't touch the Dora Milaje. You don't.
Oh, no.
You don't do that.
It's at that moment he knew.
At that moment, we all knew he fucked up. Like, We saw the hand, she looks, and me and my son lost it. We were like, oh shit, we knew. And I love that, and Gigi always, not always, but she brings up a point that females are seldom represented as anything other than sex symbols or victims. This scene right here was everything we'd want to see out of a strong female character. They whooped everyone's ass. Friend, foe, they were the superior combatants.
When she removed Bucky's arm,
that tactic was cold.
He's like, did you know she could do that? That
tactic was cold because he.
That just shows you the forethought of the Wakandans.
We need a failsafe.
Oh, I'm going to give you this badass weapon, but I'm also going to have an off switch just in case.
Exactly. But that brings me to a great point in the story when the Winter Soldier essentially dies, when AO begins reciting the words to him, and that was a great performance by Sebastian Stan.
Oh my! You can see the years of pain and struggling, and
they show you in flashes
in his face and eyes
from the movie him killing Stark's father. Like, you see all of that pain rushing through him, and his eyes are welling up.
It takes me back to Civil War. It's like, do you remember them? And he's like, I remember every single one.
To get through them, he had to face them. And the moment she finishes reciting the words and tells him, "You're free now," and he just fucking bawls. Oh, I lost it. It was such a good scene. The White Wolf. It was so cool. But it was also cool to see AO beat the shit out of him. Like, he was holding his own. Don't get me wrong. He is a super soldier still.
It's cool.
But
as cool as AO's line was and everything about jurisdiction, my favorite line still is between Sam and Zemo, where they're literally talking about the serum. He's like, would you take it? And he's like, no. And he's like, no hesitation. So very impressive. And then I forget the line exactly from Zemo, but he's talking about how all supers enhanced people should be eliminated. They should be squished.
Yes,
against it. Shouldn't exist. And I love how Sam responds with, "Not everything's about killing." And it's like at that moment, that line, I just realized like Steve Rogers definitely made the right choice. Sam Wilson.
It becomes the next super Captain clear America. In that moment that he is as close to Steve Rogers as we get. And I love the line that he told Zemo. Now, only gods talk that way. Because Zemo was talking about crushing them like insects and they shouldn't exist. He's like, gods talk in this manner. So Zemo basically called him out on seeing himself as a god, dictating who lives and who dies. But, I love the Sam's reveal of an honorable Captain America. The Dora Milaje scene will forever be one of my favorite Marvel.
So down to earth. He's like talking about his TT, and then Buck's like, "What? My TT,
my auntie." I love it. I love it. Fucking, it was perfect. I love everything about that scene. I love that Zemo.
So this big question came up this past weekend. Which show do you prefer? I know we haven't finished Falcon Winter Soldier, but so far, which do you prefer? WandaVision or
I prefer both. Apples to oranges. WandaVision was an introspective picture of grief and processing the loss of loved ones and feeling truly alone, where the Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's about legacy, and it's a spy thriller and an identity crisis for an entire country and an entire planet. Like, do we still need countries? Do we still need these borders when we were working just fine together? And at the same time, exactly, what does it mean to be a hero? What does it mean to represent America in this new global stage that we live in? And it's so beautiful. Both shows are just breathtaking storytelling. It's so good and done so well.
The reason I asked is because I've heard some people that have watched both. They said they were much easier hooked with Falcon and Winter Soldier than they were with WandaVision. Yeah. To me, WandaVision's a slow burn, and then like with Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's like instant popcorn.
First scene, you're fighting, jumping off of planes, you're flying through mountains. Like, it's awesome. It's an action movie. It's a spy thriller. It's got everything we love: intrigue, backstabbing, you name it, we got it. But I still think at its core, it's a great story about the changing times. You know, people fighting for the little guy. What is America's place in the world?
It's heartbreaking when we run into what's his
Isaiah
name?
Bradley.
Isaiah?
Exactly. We have questions of race, discrimination. All those current events are rolled up in the Falcon and Bucky show. And I love that Marvel's not shying away the way they never have. They never shy away from these social topics and these political topics. I mean, Captain America's first fucking comic was punching Hitler. Like, so people who are like, keep politics out of comics, you're stupid and you don't know comics. It's always been a reflection of what's going on in the world, especially Marvel. DC is in a fictional world, but Marvel's always taken place in a similar to our world. So 100%. And I can't wait to continue watching this art form every step of the way. Like, we have 2 episodes left, and the trailer they released showed Falcon and Bucky squaring up to John Walker. So somebody's got to stop him, because as you saw at the end of this last episode, he murdered one of the Flag Smashers and was recorded on cell phone, and there's literal blood on the shield.
It's like, can we get Edith, please, to delete all this?
They're going to, General Ross has his work cut out for him. He's going to have to scrub some files because this is ridiculous. But, yeah, it was intense. I was simping over the Dora Milaje and their attack. I can't get over them. I will not get over how easily they defeated everyone. And John Walker's...
I think I daily simp for the real jewel
Baron
of the show.
Zemo.
100%. Every day.
And if you're not human, because that man and his dance moves alone should hook you.
I'm so glad they released the Zemo cut.
Fans wanted it. Fans got it. But
and then there's this. Let's be honest. There's another scene where like they really humanize him a little bit again to show you like not only is this guy a bad guy, he's a rich bad guy, but you know he's got a past.
He's my son's favorite.
Sad one where he lost his son. Yeah, it's just oof.
It reminds you of his motive and why he's so driven to kill all super soldiers and heroes in general. They are representatives of supremacy. To him, he is the hero of the story, and he's fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
So, I love his character. I love the complexity of it. I can't wait to see who the power broker is. We have, Sharon Carter is up there. Don't know where she stands. I have my suspicions, but we'll see. We'll see. But luckily, that's not the only comic book content we have, Trey. There's a plethora of comic book stuff out now, including an animated series on Amazon called Invincible. If you have not seen this show, treat yourself. We don't want to spoil too much for you because I know it's relatively new. There are only 4 episodes in. But, man, the end of episode 1 alone, you're like, what the shit? Never mind, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, never mind the great story that's told of this kid and these powers and this planet and how these heroes came to be. You got great action from the get-go. Somebody's attacking the White House, and then the team assembles to essentially stop these 2 supervillains. And we're introduced to... the Justice League, essentially, but also a hero above all others, Omni-Man. So, if you thought Homelander was bad, Homelander and Omni-Man would be one hell of a fight. One hell of a fight.
It'd be...
But
both be sipping milk together.
They're not even the stars of the show, essentially. It is kind of centered around Omni-Man's son. Omni-Man's son getting his abilities very Clark Kent-esque and learning how to fly and getting super strength and then you're faced with a conflict at the end of episode 1 that is gonna pit it flips everything on its head that you thought the show was going to be, and you learn immediately in the last 5 minutes of the show this is not a show for kids. This is not no kids comic book show. This is not a Saturday
Do not leave your
No,
kids alone to watch this. They will come running into your room screaming.
This is not a Saturday morning cartoon. And that Omni-Man is a menace. A menace, I tell you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the cast for this show
Super
is
stacked.
stacked.
The who's
you didn't
who.
know already. J.K.
Yes.
Simmons is Omni-Man, and it's just uncanny.
Yeah,
It's like, it looks
100%.
like Jonah. Looks like JJ in a super suit.
All buffed out, 100%. But we have other.
Then we have Stephen Ewan as Invincible, as his son.
Yes. Such a great. And he's a great voice actor. He's a great voice actor. I love the kid. And his whole arc already is intriguing as frick. If you haven't got into it, you'll be hooked from episode 1. Because you want to root for this young protagonist. But there's so much going on that he isn't aware of that you are as an audience member. And if you've ever read the comics, then you know how fucked up this show gets. Look at that. Look at that cast. Oh, that's right. That's right. He's building. Mark Hamill's out here building fucking super suits. Leonard Nimoy.
Amazing.
Little Leonard. Leonard Nimoy's lookalike. This cast is as stacked as it gets. Yeah, no, it's fucking awesome.
I keep watching episode. I'm like, wait, I know that voice.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the voice acting cast in this is amazing. Amazon paid top dollar, but the story and the animation is so kick-ass. Their costumes are so fucking cool. They look great. They look iconic, and they kind of in episode 1 poke at that. Like, the costume is synonymous with the hero, and it tells you a story in the fabric they wear, and the costume conveys something. So, if you haven't, treat yourself. Watch Invincible. It's only 4 episodes in. They're about 47-minute episodes, and it's fun as shit. If you haven't, treat yourself. Go watch.
Twists left and right. I mean, my jaw drops almost every
They'll
episode.
leave you on some cliffhangers. Just be ready.
Oh, yeah. This last one's got me just wrecked. I'm just like, what's happening? I need the next episode, please.
And not only is it on the small screen that we have content, we recently ventured out into the world. Trey, my brother, and I, and some more friends. Majority of us were vaccinated, so we got together for a private screening of Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla versus Kong. I put the title backwards. Whatevs. I'm Team Kong all the way. Spoilers, spoiler warning. We're going to spoil the shit out of the movie, but give our thoughts on it. I loved it. In a nutshell, it was a fun theater experience. The sound, the atmosphere, the visuals, the scale, the popcorn. Like, I missed movies so much, and I didn't realize how much I missed movies, Trey, because we have so much great small screen content. Like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, Invincible. Now we have Army of the Dead trailer just dropped. We got the Snyder Cut. Like, if you're a comic book fan, now's the time to stay the fuck home and watch everything. But there's something to be said for that theater experience, man. How did you feel going back to a theater and watching a movie of this scale on the big screen?
Theater experience was great. I was a little disappointed with the film.
What? Oh, get the
no kiss.
It's not the movie you wanted. Okay, you wanted a romantic ending to this brawl that's taking place. No, Trey.
I mean, look at the tension. Like, you know, they
want to murder each other, and you get that from the jump.
And then kiss and make up.
No.
All I can say is, if this was truly a fight, and in the end, he did win because he is the king of monsters. Godzilla all day. It's my boy. Much as I love my big hairy monk.
John says he loves the movie, but got a friend who hated it. My son hated it. My son was unhappy with it.
To be serious, I loved it. I was joking. I'm joking because the whole meme thing about them kissing, I think it's hilarious. So funny. But no, in all seriousness, it's exactly what you get. two monsters
multiple
duking
times.
it out. And it's like,
you get 3 rounds of that shit.
So good. 3 rounds. You get to go to Hollow Earth.
Fucking
Spoiler.
Mecha Godzilla in this bitch.
Got Mecha Godzilla. It had 80s vibe to it. The one thing that threw me off a bit. But again, if you haven't seen the previous films, you know, it would throw you off. It's like, what's Eleven doing
John
here?
Literally just commented, could have done without Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah. I mean, she's a great actress. She's reprising her character from the last film. But yeah, there's some parts like you should just focus 100%. More on the monsters, because I love how they introduced the little girl at the very beginning, like from the get-go. At first, I thought something was wrong with the speakers in the theater. I was like, "Oh, she's deaf. All she can do is feel Kong coming, like with the vibrations of the ground." And I was just like, "This is cool. Great
that
character."
Story was meaningful and compelling, and it fit. It added something to it. That human character added to the story. We could communicate with Kong through this little girl. Millie Bobby Brown, not so much. Wild Goose Chase, revealing conspiracies.
He's running around with my favorite conspiracy theorist, though, who is hilarious.
Is hilarious. John says, just hated that they diverted away from Monarch and just shoehorned in Apex. Yeah. They did. They just switched mega corporation villain roles right in the jump, and yeah, I didn't get it. And then the conspiracy, I do love the conspiracy theorist, but yeah, Millie Bobby Brown chasing this wild goose chase conspiracy theory all over the world. She went to Hong Kong, bro. And then after the destruction, finds her dad and like...
Was it Levi who made the point at the end? It was just like at the very end. It was kind of odd. You know, she found her dad that quickly.
Like, Dad! It's like literally the whole city's in shambles, but you found your dad like that. Makes no sense. I know some time passed in between that, but it's not told well enough. But the little girl, total opposite. Added to the story, added feeling, added emotion. She communicated with him. He's scared. He misses home.
Can we talk about how awesome it was that Tarzan led the mission for Kong?
Team Monk was led by Tarzan. That was fun. But even that had its share of stupid moments where it's like, you need something powerful enough to power Vegas for a week.
Power a city.
Oh, wait, I just happen to have that here. Yeah.
At the same time, this is what I have to say to people that nitpick little things like that. Did you want an Oscar-worthy performance with a monster film?
I want a giant...
Like, take a step back.
I want a giant kaijus fucking each other up, and I got it.
I want them to make me cry and question reality. It's like, okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Couldn't help but feel that there was a lot of jigger feel to Mecha Godzilla that I realized it was made by the same company that made Pacific Rim. Yeah, I got that vibe all day. Down to even...
I was waiting for Idris Elba to show up and go, we're canceling the apocalypse. Like,
I love that asshole's daughter got blown up by Kong. She was a jerk. Such a jerk. But... like you said, Trey, we got 2 monsters going 3 rounds.
Godzilla won the war, but Kong won our hearts.
100%.
Let's be honest.
You wanted to see him go on and find peace in Hollow Earth, and he did. The movie ends with him. Yes.
He's now a king.
Yes, the Neuralink. I'm like, this is Pacific Rim 3. Yeah, the Neuralink was funny as shit. Oh, man. But we do it's funny because the after credit scene was put into the film because they were done shooting, they were done with principal photography, but the way the movie ended didn't feel right to the director. So the Hollow Earth scene with Kong was actually meant to be a mid-credit scene or an after-credit scene, but his movie felt incomplete. So what he did was he took that scene, reshot it a little bit, because I don't think it was supposed to be in Hollow Earth, because if you look, the shots look like they're in a sanctuary, and then it pans out and it ends up they're in Hollow Earth monitoring him. So what the director did Yeah,
like
what the
Skull Island
director did is he took some footage shot in the sanctuary and redubbed some of the lines and CGI'd the Hollow Earth scene and basically tied it together to make it a new, fresh scene to make it an ending for the film. So that's why there was no end credit or mid credit scene.
But we still stood there like
all the way
and waited for the end of the movie to see if there was a scene.
Again, 100%.
Marvel has us whipped.
I watched the credits on the TV till the end. Like I'm watching all the credits all the way through till Disney Plus kicks me the fuck out and tells me go watch another show, motherfucker.
Yep. Like,
go watch Mighty Ducks, which is also a great show if you're not watching it. Like Emilio! When Gordon Bombay touches the ice. The Mighty Duck Man, swear to God. All right. So, all in all, love the movie. We got what we wanted. We got a theater experience. I can't wait to do it again for Mortal Kombat. We will be...
Maybe the sequel to this, they'll kiss.
Hold out hope.
Maybe.
Hold out hope for love, Trey. And on that note, we're going to wrap this podcast. It is a battlefield.
Love is a battlefield.
So, this is a wrap is what this is. Get your shots. Get vaccinated, guys. The vaccine is safe. Trey and I have no extra limbs. Mortal Kombat will be my first movie back. Fuck yeah, John. I can't wait for you to see that and enjoy it in the theater. Be sure, everybody, to get vaccinated. Dogecoin for life. To the moon. Thank y'all guys so much for joining us. We will see y'all soon. We